Some buildings are more than just a place. They hold memories. And for me, Carter Vintage Guitars has always been tied to family, music, and the kind of instruments that make you stop and dream for a second. I grew up around guitars with my dad. We would look at them, talk about them, pick them up, and imagine the songs they had already carried. Now, years later, I get to bring my own son into that same world. That is what made this day so special. Our friends at Studio Bank helped us put together a special episode for my podcast, the Stephen Hogan Podcast, filmed at Carter Vintage Guitars with Ben Montague, CEO of TNAG Global and the owner of Carter, as well as the owner of Norman's Rare Guitars in LA. Before we sat down for the full conversation, Ben gave me a private tour, and we wanted to bring you inside of one of the most iconic guitar stores in the world. The first time I ever came to Carter, it was probably, I was traveling here before we moved here, and it was across the street. Mm-hmm. So then
and with this, what we did here is, how do you move something that is, as we were talking about earlier, like so iconic and legendary as what Walter and Christy have built in the original space. We just outgrown that space. And so when we were moving, my biggest fear was like, we have to keep the vibe, the feel, touring musicians, tourists, musicians want to do that thing that you mentioned earlier, which was when you come to Nashville, you go to Carter's. And so like we had the same mural artist. Yeah. He did the exact same mural. He did the ones across the street. Amazing guy called Brian Law. We wanted these are the same, like even down to like the t-shirts. These are the same racks that we put all the t-shirts on. The only thing is we just have more merch now. So we try to keep it like when you're touring and you go and buy merch, everything's numbered.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's people come to the counter and I hear every day, they're like, what does that one look like? And they go, just take 5 steps back. And they're like, oh, I'll get a 14, I'll get an 8. So just trying to keep.
Which one did Huberman have? Did he have the 3?
He had, he said that one, number 11.
11?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's a dope shirt.
It is. I love doing the merch designs.
Yeah. Do you do them?
I do them with Taylor, our front of house manager, and also the company called Red Star. They're amazing.
Okay.
They do a lot of artists and touring.
That's awesome.
But
there's always people in here buying shirts. Every time I'm in here, me and my son will come and we'll like come over here and we'll pick out because he's 3. Well, even since he was 2, he'll get a pick, and he always goes with pink for some reason.
I love it.
Or he'll go with the red ones that you have up here. And
I love the fact your son at 3 is getting picks.
Oh yeah, dude! I have so many pictures of guitars with him. He has a bunch of guitars, but people are always just grabbing the gear.
Yeah.
Because it's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Give me the.
Okay.
Because we got the Wall of Fame.
The Wall of Fame.
And we're entering
the main showroom, and that was the thing Yeah, exactly. This is the original sign. So we just wanted there to be everywhere, like, Walter and Christy inside the kind of foundation of the business.
Yeah.
Because what they built was just so iconic. And I take that custodian of their brand very, very seriously.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to keep all these things across, and they had that wow factor when you walk down. Again, like super lucky to have so many great, amazing artists come through.
It's cool seeing Bruno.
Yeah, I know.
His pearl necklace.
I got a funny story about that.
Yeah?
So he was in the vault, which is over there, the high electric room, and he was playing a bunch of instruments. And obviously, he's a superstar, man. Such a nice guy, but like superstar. And I'm chatting away to him, and he's like, we're asking questions, and we're talking about like shops in California and talking about his collection. And there's an amp, and then there's an amp cover. And I think that the amp cover is the amp. So as I'm talking to him, I'm going, yeah, great. So I sit down on this amp, and I literally fall straight over. And he goes, oh my God. And I get up, and I'm like, now you're never gonna forget the shop. So.
No,
nice guy, really nice guy.
That's the last thing you want to happen when you Bruno Mars.
I know.
It cuts the wall.
It does. But yeah, so we have, in total, we've got 2,500 instruments in the building. When we bought the business from Christy and Walter, they had about 900 to 1,000. So we've increased it significantly, but still the core of it is the consignment model. So everything you see in here 85% of the instruments we have in this building are on consignment. So it's like what we were saying, it's, you know.
Yeah, one of the coolest ones I ever saw, it was when the Sunburst Strats were here.
Yeah.
And it was a guitar of, it was Elvis's guitar player's guitar.
Yeah.
And I think his wife, who was widowed, was selling it.
Yeah.
And I picked it up and I just held it and I was just like, man, there's just like the story behind this and how beat up and worn down it was,
love that,
dude.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad someone bought it. I don't know who, and I'm sure it's always private, but it was just cool to see that kind of like the fact that those pieces come through here.
Oh, they do, man. I mean, I'm like you. I like seeing instruments that have been loved and played.
They're meant to be.
They are.
Played. That's my philosophy.
I had this conversation a lot with people, especially on like the kind of collecting and the asset class side of things. Of course, you want to make sure things are pristine and they're perfect, but at the same time, you've got to remember that these things were built to be played, and and the more you play them, the better they sound. I mean, we had this insane, like top of the market D45S, which was it was a Ken McKenzie, and super rare, but you could hear that this thing had been played all of its life. And when you played it, you were like, oh my gosh, this is...
It was so open.
No, yeah. And like we're talking about some of the stuff in the room that we're going to do our interview, there's some insane instruments in there. The ones that you can see that have had the most love, they will sound...
They sound the best,
sound the
man.
best.
That's why they have that little thing you can put in your guitar that like vibrates.
Oh, the tone...
talking about?
Tone Traveler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like supposed to open
Yeah,
up.
we use those, you just put them on the top and they just vibrate.
It vibrates the guitar.
But that's the thing is, music is like, when you... These are boxes, I mean, obviously...
See, I like
everything is vibrating through these things.
Everything, yeah. Like
all the
me,
time.
It's like meant to be played.
Yeah.
Meant to be played.
I have to show you Caseland.
Show me.
Because nobody ever thinks about cases.
Yeah.
And this was one of the things that we spent so much time. We get the light on.
Oh my gosh.
So we didn't plan this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Baby.
So everything is. Sequential. We have a team that push all the instruments down because we move about 400 instruments a month.
Okay.
So you imagine, because it's not like you can't just have, because it's consignment, you don't have just a Les Paul section and a Strat section. It's always moving and rotating. So we have to like accordion the cases down.
Oh, geez.
So the guys can know where, where's GF 1706, and they can go, oh, it's on row A5, and they can go and they can grab it. But yeah, this is like.
Yeah, this is the stuff you don't think about.
I know.
Because you're like, oh, yeah, all the guitars are out there.
And there's everything from vintage. I know, right? Vintage, and then it then funnels into our repair shop and our amazing repair team.
Oh, they're awesome.
And that's actually what it used to, that's what it originally looked like. It was a giant warehouse. And
I wonder if this was rented out for music videos and stuff.
I'm sure it was.
I feel like I saw
the thing about this place is, from the moment that and it was Christian Walter that said, when I was like, we're gonna need more space, they were like, okay, you should speak to these guys, because they were looking at one point at this building.
Okay.
And
so they had already been, before you ever acquired Carter, were looking to.
They were thinking, because it was just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And when we walked into what's now the front area that we were just in, as soon as I walked up the stairs, I was like, you could just see that this was going to be the showroom, that there was going to wrap an L around the building so that we can have, because it's like a machine really. You have instruments come in there, and then it goes SKU, contract, description, authentication, specs, repair, cases, media, floor. So it's like a whole process.
I love it, dude.
Boring stuff.
Yeah, no. So the first time I walked in here, I remember coming into this, showing up over there, seeing the door locked, and being like, "What the heck happened?" Yeah. And then I was like, "Oh, they were moved." Came over, and I remember walking in here and just being like, "Whoa!" It was kind of like the first time I ever saw a baseball stadium when I was a little kid. My dad took me to an A's game, and I remember walking out and seeing. And I was like, "Oh!" And it was that same kind of feeling when I walked in here, because because you know they're vintage guitar, like you know these are special pieces.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of into watches, and so I think about guitars and watches and things like that.
Such a similarity.
Yeah, and it's like there's all these special pieces in here. It's not like there's certain retailers where you're like, oh, I know they're all going to be new guitars or whatever, but the person that comes here is looking for a guitar that has a story quite often.
And that is,
I feel like.
You are so spot on, man. I mean, every instrument in here has been loved. I would say, well, 85% of all the instruments in here are on consignment, so they've all been loved by somebody and multiple people.
See, dude, that's what's up.
I love that.
And that's the one I got that we'll show later, but it was on consignment, and it had a story, and it was owned by someone that was a collector, and their name's on the tag. Like, that gave it extra value.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't even know who it is.
You've got to keep it.
But yeah, I'm keeping it.
That's it.
All right, so that was the electric guitars main section. We saw the vault. We saw the cases. You got intake, where you can also go to get an appraisal.
Yeah.
Or to consign your guitar.
That's right.
And then repairs, which you got the
team back there.
plus repair team.
Yeah. I mean, so instruments come in, and like I said, we have about 400 instruments in and out every month. So it's like one for one. So you have to have just a killer team that are just working. It's almost like a conveyor belt, really. You know, every instrument comes in, it gets skewed, it gets authenticated, then it gets to contract, then it gets to specs. If it needs repair, it will go off. We got like some of the top luthiers in the whole of the US, I would say, working in the back, whether it's high, you know, if it's a crack or it's a neck set, whatever, you know, bigger repairs. We've got that in the back corner, full repair shop, and then we have walk-ins where we have a lot of touring artists coming in, dropping instruments off, the quick turnaround. We do that over there. And then the idea is that the instruments hit media, they hit the case, and then because we're completely proprietary for all of our tech, that's what we've really tried to sort of differentiate ourselves from the rest of the market. We're not like Shopify or anything off the shelf. So our inventory management system is completely custom built, and enables us to do consignment at volume. So it's like a marketplace, but inside a brick and mortar building.
Cool. Consignment at volume.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of SOPs, I'm sure.
Yeah. I never thought I was going to be writing an SOP, man.
Yeah. I didn't even learn that word until a few years. Yeah. It was that conversation of us going from like the artist world to the business world, but standing operating procedure. For those that don't know. And ChatGPT can be a great help.
Yeah. And now Claude. Yeah. So this is the high acoustic room, which is where we're setting up today. This is probably my favorite room.
I think it's my favorite. Maybe because it's your favorite. No, there's something about acoustics. To me, it's always been like I'm just drawn to that J45.
Oh yeah, 100%. The beat up one.
Yeah, the beat up one. That's where my eyes go.
Me too.
But it's like you don't need an amp when you're sitting in this room.
Yeah.
And you can take it anywhere and do anything with it. And it's always there to be there to do a song, you know?
That's it. Every session you go in, you're always going to go in with acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Every songwriting
session I've ever done, I've been on acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. I remember growing up and camping, and it's how I fell in love with guitar. But my dad would bring his Yamaha. It was like a FG4 or something my mom bought for him. And that's where I fell in love with the guitar, was because he'd sit around the fire at nighttime and he'd play and sing songs on his acoustic guitar.
I love that.
And it's like, as a little boy, you're like, I want to be like Dad.
Yeah. And
did your dad play?
He does, yeah.
Is that why you got into
100%,
playing?
Yeah, 100%.
So it's that like your dad and you, and wanting to be like Dad and learning, and him teaching you some basic chords, cowboy chords, first position, G, C, E minor, D, and then you're off to the races.
It's amazing. I was talking about this the other day. My daughter she's got a really good voice, and I'm trying to not push music on them. I want them to kind of just organically and naturally want to, and she really has. And she came in one day from a guitar lesson, and she wanted to do it, so I was like, hey, if you do something, you have to commit to it. So you've got a chunk of lessons, you've got to fulfill those. And first few, it hurts, we all know that. And she was like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, hey, you've got to finish it. And then this one moment she came in and she was like, Daddy, look at this. And she just had just a very basic finger picking pattern. And I was like, okay, now you do that. and I'll do this.
Oh.
And her mind was like, just blew. And so now she's like singing and playing. And,
oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And you didn't force it on her, which is one of those things I think about too. We'll get into it in the podcast, but like, I'm always like, do I want my son to learn the guitar? Do I want him to go down that road?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
We can cut it there.